Hi sewing friends, welcome to my sewing room. My name is Beth and it's nice to be with you today. The sound will be a little different because my microphone was giving me trouble this morning. I got frustrated, so I'm going to do very little like this, and then I will talk over the rest of the video. I'm making some boxes today to keep things organized. I like using these trays to move around the house and to keep my projects separated, but these little trays are not very pretty, so I'm going to show you how I decorated one of these really practical boxes for my projects. Let's get started. Here are the boxes, some of the boxes that I'm using, my two new ones and a couple of the other ones. I just like the way I can access all of the items. I put my scraps in here, and I really like the way my new little boxes turned out. So I'm going to show you how I put these together, taking a couple of those cardboard trays. This one I got at the grocery store, and the other one I got at the nursery. This one I'm just going to do with some red and white scraps. First, I started out with an idea of how I would arrange them, and I took my Mod Podge and a foam paintbrush, and I just slathered it all over the bottom of my box, working in sections as I went along. Got to the edges, I just tried to get some pieces, some fabric pieces and scraps that were a little bit wider so that I could wrap it over the top of that edge. Now this was my first try at this project, and truthfully it's not my favorite, but it did work. And I liked the next one I did a lot better, just using squares. But this was a great way to use up some of my orphan blocks, all my red and white orphan blocks, and I will really enjoy using this and enjoying some of my scraps this way. This box, I just used 2.5-inch squares from my 2.5-inch square drawer, so that was kind of fun. I included a lot of my vintage fabrics that I will enjoy admiring as I work on my different projects. Here on the edges, I did use some larger squares. I think there are 3 or 4 inches to wrap around the top of that box there. The last thing I did is I added a strip along the bottom to cover up the raw edges there to just finish off the box. I have a drawer with 2.5-inch strips from binding, and this is just a leftover binding piece, so it's really fun to use up all those leftover pieces. After waiting 2 hours, I went back over my little boxes and I added another coat of Mod Podge to seal it all up. And then it dried and these were ready to go. These were a lot of fun to put together. They were almost free. I had to buy that Mod Podge, but the rest of it was just free, and it was a really fun little experiment for me. I've never tried to do this, and if you do try, let me know how it goes for you. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.